You're listening to High School Sports Talk on ESPN Radio, presented by VirginiaPreps.com. Now back to your hosts, Matt Hatfield and Darnell Moore.
That's right. We got Coach Moore filling in for Coach Young, who you just heard on from Parts Unknown this morning, and former Bayside, Wilson, and Norfolk State University head football coach. And at this time, Darnell, we have a special guest on the line. He is the head football coach of the Oscar Smith Tigers, reigning Region 6A champs, looking to make another big run this year. And they have a great opener today against the West Forsyth Titans out of North Carolina. 4 o'clock over there at Beard DeLong Easley Field is the place to be in Chesapeake. And we say good morning to Coach Scott Johnson. Coach, how's your summer been?
Good, Matt. How are you?
Doing
Coach
well.
Moore, how are you?
Hey, Scott, how you doing?
I'm good, good. It's been busy. But we're kind of at the end of it now.
We appreciate you giving us a few minutes here on your busy game day as you got the Titans later on. But let's kind of reflash the last year. You guys get to the state championship. Tough loss against a very good Westfield team. But looking back, because you moved into the summer now, you brought back a lot of components from that squad. How was the offseason workouts and the mood of the team as you prepared for this opener today?
You know, it's been really good. We've had a good summer, a really good spring, and the kids are motivated. They want to get back into the game, and so they've worked out hard, and the staff has put in good game plans and workouts, and we're ready to get this thing started.
To begin with, West Forsyth, you guys got a chance to see them on film and see their first game. Your impressions of them as you prepare for this game here today?
They're a really good, solid football team. Offensively, they've got a really good running back. The quarterback is a game manager. They've got another speedier kid that they'll bring in at times. Like I said, the running back runs really hard. They've got a good front four. Defensively, they've got the kid from that's going to East Carolina, who's a really good athlete. Really covers well. They're solid. They don't take a lot of risk, but they're going to force you to, try to drive the ball down the field and not make mistakes. And, that'll be our challenge offensively, to take what's available and be able to do that and move it down the football field.
Ed, not to give away any of your game plans or anything, but what do you think you have to do to beat this team?
I think we have to be patient. They're going to give you opportunities. We can't make mistakes. We want to limit the penalties and the negative runs and any type of turnovers. Defensively, I think we just have to play good, sound football and make tackles. They're going to test us. They're going to test our edges and they're going to test our perimeter, and we've just got to be able to withstand that test.
Do you plan on keeping the ball in Cam's hands a lot?
We're gonna have to wait and see.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
I understand that.
We've had 2 quality scrimmages, and so we feel like we're prepared, and Phoebus and Salem gave us really good tests, and we were able to see some things that we needed to work on, and things that we wanted to put into the game plan for today.
Chatting with Oscar Smith head football coach Scott Johnson here on High School Sports Talk, presented by VirginiaPreps.com on ESPN Radio 94.1 as the Tigers open up at home today at 4 o'clock against West Forsyth out of North Carolina. And mentioning Cam Kelly, your quarterback, defensive back, all-state kid, both sides of the football, committed to Auburn this past week. And what have you seen at him as now the full-time quarterback for you guys? And he's certainly a guy that can do pretty much everything on the football field.
Yeah, he's a tremendous athlete. I think I think he was glad to get the commitment process over. And I think it took a little weight off his shoulders. And he's ready to play football. He's really done a good job, in the quarterback position and a corner and as a team leader. And he's done everything we've expected from him. And he's going to be our guy. That quarterback, and we expect great things from him.
Very true.
Do you think that you're better defensively? Because in my estimation, you have that potential to be much better, and if you're much better than you were last year. You won a state championship.
We feel really good defensively. We've got a core group of people that have come back with a lot of game experience. We feel like our defensive front is really good. I know people talk about their defensive fronts and how great they are and stuff like that, but I'll take our front four. And Coach Jones and the defensive staff do a great job watching tape and putting them in the right spot. And this is a really good defense again, well motivated and ready to play. So I like our defense. I think it's as good, but I think it's got the potential to be a better defense than we were last year.
One other thing, Scott, how do you rate your special teams? Because if your special teams and your defense is pretty good, then it's going to make it easier for your offense.
Yeah, we work special teams every day. We take 15, 20 minutes every practice, every time we're on the practice field. We're working a phase of the special teams, and, it's a third of the football game, and it can put you in great positions, and it can put you in really negative positions. So for us, we're trying to get every positive momentum we can out of our kicking game, special teams, and we worked hard on them this summer, and we feel good about it. Austin Benoit has stepped up and is going to provide most of the kicking for us, and we feel good about it.
Couple more minutes here with Scott Johnson. He's the head football coach of the Oscar Smith Tigers, getting ready for their opener today against West Forsyth out of North Carolina at 4 o'clock at Beard DeLong Easley Field here on ESPN Radio 94.1's High School Sports Talk, presented by VirginiaPreps.com. And to go back on that defense, Coach, you lose a Kashawn Artis who's at Virginia Tech, a Kyle Thomas who had 22 sacks last year, but you guys are really strong up the middle with Horace Sawyer back. Elijah Alston, I've heard, is coming into his own even more than last year, having a great summer at the defensive line. Then a newcomer, tell us about him a little bit, DeAndre Davis, the young man from Texas who has a chance to be a real big threat for you.
Yeah, he came in early in the spring. He's got family ties here, and Larry Robama did a nice story on him. Really fit in with the character of the team, and works hard. And, we've got him playing both ways a little bit, which is a little different for him. He didn't have to do that in Texas. And so we're expecting a lot from him. He's got a great motor. Comes off the edge, comes off the snap really well. And we really are impressed with the potential that he has. So we're excited to have him. Elijah is probably had the best spring-summer combination of anybody on our team, and he's going to be a really, really good defensive tackle for us. And Horace and T.J. Tucker will be the inside backers, and both are well experienced, and we feel really good about it.
And TJ committed to Morgan State, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Scott, I found the article on the Davis kid very interesting because for a short period of time while I was at Wilson, I worked with his granddad, Tron Davis, and we used to have spend a lot of time just talking football. And, just to know that his grandson is over there and he's such a good football player, I found it really interesting. And thinking about your defense, I know earlier in the mid part of last season, you gave up some big plays at cornerback. But it seems that this year that you're going to be a lot better at those positions than you were last year, and that's why, in my estimation, you are on to get Westfield this year.
Well, we're going to do everything we can. We feel good at corners. Brequan and Cam and are two really top-notch athletes. They're bigger corners, really good speed. They read the ball well. Both of them are quarterbacks, so they have a little, offensive view of what receivers want to run and things like that. So, we feel good about that. And I got a chance to meet DeAndre's grandfather last night, so that was quite a treat as well.
Great.
Final one for me, Coach. Thank you for your time this morning. We also got to touch on your running back, Joseph Bray, stepping in, a young man, junior, that's shown a lot of promise. You graduated your top three rushers from last year in Khalid Wilson, D'Angelo White, and Keon Watson. What have you seen out of Bray? And then also, in addition to that, could that be a matchup that determines the outcome today, knowing that people are going to focus so much on Cam at quarterback, whether he's running or throwing, that if your running game gets going, that can do a lot of good things for you guys to build a lead?
Yeah, Joe's another one that's had a really good off season. And, last year he played tight end for us. Really wasn't a tight end, but we wanted to get him experience on the varsity level. And, he did a really good job for us. This year he steps in as our running back, our number one guy, and he runs hard, he runs fast. He's a lot faster than people think he is, but he's strong. And, we feel like one person will struggle to bring him down. And so we feel really, really solid about our running game. The offensive line along with Joe, we want to be able to run the football. And now when you put the mix of Cam also being that run threat, we think it will open the game for Joe a little bit more.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for the time this morning. We wish you all the best today, and I'll see you over there later today at 4 o'clock.
All right, I appreciate it, Matt.
Good
Moore,
luck, Scott.
good to talk to you. Thank you.
That is Scott Johnson, head football coach of the Oscar Smith Tigers, with us this morning here on High School Sports Talk, presented by VirginiaPreps.com on ESPN Radio 94.1. And Darnell, I think the thing, too, that's a tough job, a pressurized job, in the sense of you follow two legends in Rich Morgan and Bill D. Bill D with the tough, unfortunate health situation and passing away, and he was an assistant with both Rich and Bill. But going into that chair, and any misstep, everybody's going to be critiquing it, and he keeps them going right along. They get to the state championship last year, lose a tough one, but they figure to be right there in that hunt again with a chance to win it.
I think he has an excellent chance to do that. I think that the work that Rich and Bill put in with those kids helped to build them up to where they are now, because kids come in the program with confidence, knowing that this is what is expected of them, and they're not going to settle for any less. So it makes your job a lot easier.
Yeah, and you get the sense, too, with the way that their defense, there's that real quiet confidence about them of we're hearing about other teams and other defenses, but hey, we're still the big guys on the block. We're here to shut you down. And what they did in the playoffs last year, because their defense really didn't hit that level until they got to the postseason. And even though they lose Thomas and Artis, most of those other guys are back, with Britt and Tucker, who's a Division I commit there. And then you got the newcomer in Davis to go with Alston, who's got offers. So be real interested to see how West Forsyth tries to move the ball. If they can't with the air, the running game could get stymied real quick. Yep. Plenty more to do here on High School Sports Talk. Give us a call at 757-687-9494. We're going to hear from John Keppel of the Tallwood Lions. Take your calls, too, and hit us up on Twitter at HS Sports Talk 941 on ESPN Radio 94.1.